Welcome to the Chef's Pantry. I'm Anna Rossi, and well, hello. It is corned beef and cabbage season, but I have a treat for you today because we're not using the traditional cut of brisket for our corned beef. We are using beautiful short ribs. I also have a fun riff for us with cabbage. Did you know Brussels sprouts are in fact baby cabbage? So we're gonna have some fun with those along with these multicolored carrots to really round out a delicious meal. But we're also going to do a little time traveling because this dish takes a little bit of time. This time of year, you see corned beef brisket at the supermarket. It has already been corned. But I thought, in the spirit of the Chef's Pantry, why not corn our own beef, right? That's fun. And then once we've corned the beef, we're gonna take some time to slow cook it. Give it that chance to get melt in your mouth texture and really tenderize it for a full-on feast. Okay, so I love really breaking down food that is popular, that has some great provenance. The spirit behind corned beef goes way back to Great Britain, Ireland, and England when there was an abundance of cattle and they needed to preserve that delicious meat. And it's basically a form of brining. So the spirit of corning, it speaks to sort of the texture of the ingredients that we're going to use, of the salt as well as the pickling spices. But I'm not using any curing salts. I just have kosher salt, a little bit of brown sugar, and this really awesome pickling blend. This is a chance you can either make your own spice blend or go to a market. Like if South Shore folks, I love the Fresh Market. Their end aisle spices are so great. Curio Spice has some really great options, but it smells amazing. This is something that you would use to pickle vegetables, but you have here these great aromatic herbs like bay leaves, black peppercorn, clove, yellow mustard seed, ginger, mace. And I love that this is coarse. It's not too fine. So when we go to rinse off the meat, it will just fall off really nice and even. Okay, so I have a pot of water that has been brought to a boil and then just turned off, and I need to dissolve my kosher salt and brown sugar. Then I need to chill this before I drop the meat. Once this water has been chilled, then I can add the beef short ribs to the mix, and then this will go in the refrigerator for anywhere between 5 to 10 days. So this is where the time travel starts, because I may put on the same shirt, but it will be 5 to 10 days later. So the thing that I love about using short ribs is that you get the best of both worlds. They are from, these short ribs are actually from Butcher Box, which is also based out of Massachusetts. Grass-fed beef, bone-in short ribs, and they come from the Chuck area. So you get that really beefy, rich meat flavor, but you also get that great marbled rib meat that's going to give it that buttery, just fork delicious texture that's going to be really great in this. So already I'm getting this great aroma. It's nice when you add the pickling spices to the hot water because it gives it that chance to sort of release and steep almost like tea. Okay, this is going to chill. Once this chills, we're just going to drop these beautiful short ribs into the mixture, and then I'll see you back here in like a week, okay? Okay, 10 days later. Yes, same outfit, few loads of laundry later. You know, my producer always taught me for continuity, make sure you wear the same shirt even though over the course of a year. So this is where I'm at now. But okay, so this is what it looks like after it's had a nice bit of time, as in days, even a week and a half, to cure. It's very aromatic. You can really catch those whiffs of the clove, oh! Did I get you? Be careful over here. The hardest thing about this is really finding the refrigerator real estate, right? So being patient and making the room is well worth it. So then when it comes to cooking, the brining process is all about putting salt into the meat to tenderize it. And now when we slow cook it, it's as simple as water in this pot. And it's about wicking that salinity out. So you're left with tender, flavor-rich meat. So I'm just gonna go ahead and drop this into my pot. These tongs truly are the weak link in this cooking experience. Oh, I can't. Walk with me. Here, let's see let's try these. I don't know if these are gonna be any better. And I'm not gonna worry yet about trying to avoid transferring any of the herbs, because when we go to pull this out, they'll just naturally sort of fall off. This is going to go on low and slow for 5 to 6 hours. The bone in the short rib, you'll know it's ready when it just wants to like effortlessly pull out of the meat. And about 20 to 30 minutes before I know it's ready, when I've tapped into my short rib intuition, I'm gonna go ahead and add some heartier vegetables like carrots, and then I love red potatoes. Those are traditional. And then when I find the rainbow blend of carrot, I always go for that. But I'm not going to add them now because they'll be mushy, tender, and sad. And then just to continue the good flavors going, I went ahead and reserved about a tablespoon to 2 of the mullings, or the pickling spices, the bay, the clove, the ginger, the mace, all those great things. And I'm gonna let those steep like the tea in there. Okay, so I promised you a delicious Brussels sprouts recipe you're going to love that will be a nice texture contrast to the soft, tender vegetables that we're going to add to the pot. But before we get to that, you guys, I'm gonna sneak in the most amazing deconstructed dessert with one of our favorite liqueurs of the holiday. I know you're gonna want a bite. Don't go away, come right back. Okay, just really quick, I want you to know how much it means to me that you're joining me in the kitchen, and I want to know you are here. So drop a comment down below, say hi, let me know you stopped by. Also, give this a like, and my guess is you're a foodie and probably have some friends that might want to gather a recipe or two to add to their kitchen repertoire. So share it. Also, hey, if you have any brands, products, recipe ideas, ingredients that you think we should try right here in the Chef's Pantry, I want to know. Okay, let's get back into the kitchen. Welcome back to the Chef's Pantry. You guys, you know what I love? I love Bailey's. Irish cream, that thick richness that's perfect dipped in coffee. And you know what else I love is a classic Italian dessert, tiramisu. So traditionally tiramisu is made with a coffee liqueur, saturated lady fingers, and then this delicious light whipped cream with mascarpone filling. It's amazing. So for this one, I'm gonna fold in a little bit of the Irish whiskey, the Bailey's, into the mascarpone base and deconstruct it. It's very simple. So instead of lady fingers, we're going to work with chocolate chip cookies. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and make this kind of dunking sauce for our cookies. So here I have some coffee concentrate. I'm just going to warm up, take the chill off so it can dissolve some granulated sugar. A lot of granulated sugar. It's a syrup, basically, that we're making. We'll let that get hot. We'll give it a little stir, and then we're going to fold in a little bit of Irish cream. So I had a beautiful oops when I was getting this ready for you guys that I'm totally into. So deconstructing, I'm taking something that would be a little bit more precise and fussy, and we're just having some fun with how we present it. So instead of the lady fingers, I'm going to take my favorite chocolate chip cookie recipe. You can find those up online. They're the ones I grew up with from my mom, but I made the balls too big, and so they kind of splattered out. But then I took a ring mold and I went ahead and made these little like cookie biscuits that we're going to use for soaking and stacking. And then I thought my kids would love these. Who needs eggs in a hole when you can have cookie rings, right? But for all you cookie lovers, okay, oh, that smells so good. God, I love the smell of coffee. Okay, just come to temperature. So kill the heat, and I'm gonna go ahead and add my friend Casey's Irish cream. What is this? This is Corbett's Christmas cream. It's so good. So we're going head to head. I had 2 friends give these to me for Christmas presents this year. So Casey's is going into our little dipping liquid. Oh, wow, that is like packed with vanilla. It is so good. And then we're going to use Russ's in our mascarpone cream. So this is ready for the cookies. If you're a batch cooker like me, I love keeping cookie dough in my refrigerator in an airtight container. But simple ways to elevate even the simplest cookie dough recipe is to substitute your butter for good European butter. In the spirit of St. Patty's Day, go for Kerrygold, and make sure you use a dark brown sugar. It just gives it like this really like deeper flavor that's so great. Okay, let's go ahead and make our filling. So what did I do? I went ahead and I whipped up about 2 cups of heavy cream just with the hand mixer, and we're going to fold that in to a mascarpone delicious creamy concoction we're going to make up. So here's some mascarpone cheese. It is a light, fluffy, sweet Italian cream cheese, basically. I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla extract to that, loads of sugar. And then once I get this started, we'll go ahead and fold in a little Irish cream to this mixture. Again, taking kind of that star ingredient and bringing it in a couple different ways. Okay. So you could also use a stand mixer with a paddle attachment. And then this, oops, hello. There we go. Once the granulated sugar has incorporated, I'm going to go ahead and add about 3/4 cup of the Irish cream. A nice little friendly competition head to head. I'm going to go for about 3/4 cup. This is kind of consistency based, so I want it to be well incorporated, not too soupy, still have a little bit of structure to it, but now I need to be careful because I just added a lot of liquid here. So take it nice and slow and then build up speed. Okay, oh, can you smell that? It smells so rich. Oh, and so delicious. I love getting that little espresso punch in there, thanks to the infusion in the Irish cream. Okay, so I'm not going to add all the whipped cream at once. The first installment of it is sort of sacrificial, just to get things kind of moving around and aerate my mascarpone filling mixture. And then once I get that under control, it'll basically be to feel and sight, taste, touch. Okay, let's add a little second batch. And a good organic heavy cream is really a pleasure to work with. Look how lofty that is. I don't think there's anything better than homemade whipped cream. Okay. The moment of truth. Let's give it a taste. Oh, oh my God. Stuff a cannoli, smother that in a croissant, pipe a profiterole, use that in your refrigerator for ladyfingers, you name it. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add a little bit of this coffee liqueur to a bowl, get my plate ready, and then in the spirit of deconstruction, feel this is, we're aiming for delicious, not perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and just dunk it, just like that. Place it on the plate, and then let's give it a lofty dollop of that delicious, mascarpone cream. And then how about another stack right in there? Again, great make ahead there too. And then, I also love topping my delicious sweet chocolate chip cookies with a little Malden salt as I build them out. And then how about a little dusting of cacao right on top? And I'm just using a fine mesh sieve, and then I'm gonna take a little spoon and just sort of rub it on the outside. I don't have a fancy shaker right now, but that is how we tiramisu with the classic American chocolate chip cookie and a delicious homemade Bailey's. Okay, maybe I'll put this in the refrigerator and eat my dinner first, because when we get back, I have mind-blowing crispy Brussels sprouts that you really need to take a bite out of. I'll see you in a few. Okay, just really quick, I want you to know how much it means to me that you're joining me in the kitchen, and I want to know you are here. So drop a comment down below, say hi, let me know you stopped by. Also, give this a like, and my guess is you're a foodie and probably have some friends that might want to gather a recipe or two to add to their kitchen repertoire. So share it. Also, hey, if you have any brands, products, recipe ideas, ingredients that you think we should try right here in the Chef's Pantry, I want to know. Okay, let's get back into the kitchen. Hey guys, welcome back to the Chef's Pantry. I just want to show you again, remind you what's staring me in the face. Look at this creation. I can't wait to see and bite into our riff on the classic tiramisu with Irish cream. So our corned beef short rib is looking mighty fine over there. It needs a couple more hours, but in the meantime, let's whip up these crispy Brussels sprouts. So I'm playing around with texture here. We're getting that nice boiled vegetable classic note that will you call on our carrots and red potatoes for. But I thought with the Brussels sprouts, traditionally it would be a boiled cabbage. It'd be fun to get them really nice and crisp. So these I know are gonna blow you away, just like they do me. So when it comes to Brussels sprouts, these happen to be just huge and glorious. I mean, that is a mighty large Brussels sprout. To prepare them, I'm going to take a nice little paring knife, and I'm just going to cut across the part that was attached to the stalk. And then with that, it lets me easily remove the petals. And I just want to go about one layer down until the waxy leaves reveal themselves. And this is also an easy way for you to check to make sure that the Brussels sprout has integrity to it and there aren't any little pesky unmentionables in here. So this is an example of a beautiful Brussels sprout. So with that, here I have a great steamer, a couple inches of water, unseasoned, and then the steaming basket. I'd go ahead and pop in all those Brussels sprouts and steam them until they're fork tender. A great way to make sure that they're ready for this recipe is to take that same paring knife and just drive it into the center, and it should easily come right out. So these have been steamed for about 12 minutes. They took a little bit longer because of their size. And then I laid them out so they had room to breathe on this platter. And the cool thing is when the Brussels sprouts are piping hot, you'll see the steam release. And that's nature's way of letting them evaporate and get nice and dry. So I didn't even have to touch these with a paper towel. They just naturally steamed away all that excess moisture. Because these are going in a very hot oven at around 425 degrees, and I have a convection oven going. We want to eliminate the moisture so that we can use the flavors we're about to build to create that delicious texture. So now I'm going to smash them. As you can see, I'm taking a really solid ball jar here. Be careful. You could use like a meat tenderizer or a pot with a nice heavy bottom and smash these until they're about 1/2 inch thick. And I'm using the part that was attached to the stalk as my firm surface on the bottom. And these aren't perfect. I like them like that. I like them imperfect. We're gonna have some grace here because it'll be smothered in all this great ingredients that will be the base for our texture. So let me show you. One thing I love with my corned beef is mustard. So I'm pulling in those flavors in this really cool sort of marinade baste that we're going to create for our Brussels sprouts. So a nice little mustard medley. I have like this country style mustard as well as the classic Dijon. And then I'm going to add a little bit of oregano powder. You could use fresh herbs too if you like, but I don't know why I got the oregano powder. I got it for something. So I thought that would be a good use for that, and a little bit of garlic seasoning. You could also use fresh minced garlic, but I like that this is garlic salt, so it's kind of a twofer here. And then I'm gonna create that aioli-like consistency with an extra virgin olive oil. Again, think sort of like based paste sort of consistency, something that will cling to our Brussels sprouts leaves and really enable that to like soak in with some big flavor. Can you smell the garlic and the mustard? Wow. Okay, so fast forward 20, 25, 30 minutes, depending on your oven. Here's what we're looking at. These are gorgeous. So can you hear that crunch? That sounds delicious. I love when food is audible, and look at that brulee-like texture. If you give this just a second to cool a little bit, it's gonna get that crunch. What you wanna do is run your spatula underneath it so you start to get that, anything that would be adhesive, pop it off the tray. Okay, so I went ahead and gave my spare rib a fork test. I think it could use another 20, 30 minutes in the slow cooker. It's gone really low and slow. It's dark out. This has been a journey. You know, I said this started like 10 days ago. Really, actually, thanks to the Irish cream, it started mid-December. So this is a meal that you can taste the love in. Good food takes time. So from here, my potatoes have about the same density in this case as my carrots. I'm going to just go ahead and add these all, give these another 20 minutes or so. Make sure they pass that fork test or the paring knife so it really releases nice and easy. Then we're ready to plate. The Brussels sprouts will be delicious, and then we can pull this out guilt-free. What do you say? Oh, welcome to the table. Okay, so out of the oven, here are our crispy Parmesan encrusted Brussels sprouts. Like, I mean, this is, like, what is this? It's a Brussels sprout. Don't tell the kids. I actually gave one to AJ, my husband, and he was like, is that a potato? Is that a carrot? Like, what is that? It's like a thing of beauty, honey. It's a thing of beauty. What happens with a little bit of mustard and a little bit of Parmigiano. But see what I did here? The beautiful short ribs are tender, falling off the bone. And then I peppered them with these soft carrots, the perfectly cooked potatoes. AJ's behind the camera saying, take a bite. And honey, it's exactly as delicious as it looks. When you're having some fun building the texture here, bring in the green too. So I just flourished it with a little bit of roughly parsley there. And then I have the soda bread. Look at these. When I was at the Fresh Market, I picked up the Guinness potato chips. That's about as close to Guinness as I'll get tonight because our dessert is boozy. And then don't forget the shortbread and little shamrock cookies from Rustic Bakery. Those are so cute. But okay, I've been dying all day, as you know, to dive into this delicious little experience, and it's had time to saturate and soak up all the submersion. So let's see how we did here. Oh, this is, I may have rendered myself speechless. It is the dessert that we all need in our life. And what I love about it is that it's this synergistic experience of all my favorite things. Irish cream, yes, from some of my best friends, my mother's chocolate chip cookies who I grew up with, and then this like blend of my Italian married in roots, and then the celebration of the holiday we all love. happy St. Patrick's Day, and I hope your holiday is as delicious as ours.